Sorry. As soon as I push the button, I gotta yawn. Alright. Continuing on with the pick 10. We are at number 7. 7. Yes. The Guyver. Starring Mark Hamill. Vivian Wu and Jack Armstrong. With appearances from Jimmy Walker, that's right, Dynamite himself, as well as, well, this film was directed by Screaming Mad George and Steve Wang. Screaming Mad George, as you know, did effects for Brian Usna's films, as well as Stuart Gordon's films. Brian Usna actually directed this, or produced this, and there is some kind of connection here, as we have David Gale as the main villain, Balkis, who was the Professor Head from Reanimator, and Jeffrey Combs even makes a cameo in the film. There's also Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes is in this. Yes, and despite the fact that he is first billed, and it looks like he is the Guyver here, Mark Hamill is not the Guyver. Jack Armstrong plays the character Sean, who becomes the Guyver. In fact, it's kind of misleading weirdly, because here you see them, like, he might be the Guyver, and then on this side, they're staying next to each other, so he can't be the Guyver. I don't know, it's really weird. There's a story here that there is a unit was created called the Guyver to protect the world from the zoonoids. So here's the thing. Zoonoids are human-alien hybrid creatures. And it said in the opening text scroll that only humans, pure humans, can use the Guyver, the unit, whatever. So, you think, okay, the zoonoids are after it to destroy it, right? They want to use it. They can't use it. The plot of the movie makes no sense. The zoonoids are after the unit so they can use it. They can't use it. Only humans can use it. They're not human, henceforth they cannot use it. It makes no sense. And I've watched other reviews, they don't call this out at all. It makes no sense to me. Alright? Mark Hamill plays a detective who was supposed to meet a scientist who ends up being another zoonoid, who is going to give him the Guyver unit. But he was too late, because he was hanging out on the other side, which, I don't know. He couldn't make it out and he got there too late. The other characters are Sean, who's our main character. He's training in Aikido, and he ends up being the Guyver. And then we have Vivian Wu, who I call the Chagall chick from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, because the most random thing that she does in that film is just Chagall. Steven Chagall? What is that? What does that mean? So I noticed her and I went, Chagall. And I'm just like, it's her. It's the Chagall chick. I don't remember her name from that movie, but she's... Mitski is her name? I don't know. She's the scientist's daughter. So they're the three main characters in this. And so, for the most part, I thought this movie was okay. But it has an inconsistent tone. Like, it's trying to be serious, like the Tim Burton Batman movie, but then it comes off goofy, as if it's Batman and Robin. Like, you have Jimmy Walker rapping in a fish outfit or something, and I don't know. Like, there could be, like, there's a moment where there's a very long chase, but it's very serious, and all of a sudden, Jimmy Walker in a fish suit jumps over a fence, runs into Linnea Quigley, of all people, who's screaming at top of her lungs, and all of a sudden he's on a movie set. And it's like, wait, what? And it's just weird. Yes, Jimmy Walker does say dynamite. It's the very last line of the damn movie where hey, I got a mission for you. He's like, dynamite. And I'm just like, oh, you had to give him say it once. It's inconsistent. It can be dark and brooding, and then it gets goofy. I heard the sequel is darker. It's called Dark Hero, I think. Yeah, Guyver 2, Dark Hero. Yeah, but the tone is kind of inconsistent. The effects are pretty good. You know, Screaming Mad George, he probably did the effects too. And yes, there is an insect scene because he's obsessed with insects, bugs, whatever. Very good. The effects and the costumes, very good, of course. I have a complaint though, and may come off as I'm just saying this because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm complaining that you killed off the star of Star Wars in this, but you have him on the cover of your damn thing. You're obviously banking on him making you money because you put him on the cover, but you kill off Mark Hamill just before the final battle happens. Like, so there's also seen that things seem to go on. There's 2 long chase scenes, and then there's a fight, but then the Guyver gets destroyed, and then Mitski and Max, you know, Mark Hamill's character, they get taken captured, and they're doing some experiment to Mark Hamill. This is when you get the cameo from Jeffrey Combs, and he's wearing like a mask over his face, but I can tell it's him before he even takes it off. I'm like, is that Jeffrey Combs? And he takes it off. I'm like, yeah, that is Jeffrey Combs. So, yeah. And then Sean reassembles himself as the Guyver, which makes no sense that he would still be bad. I don't know. And they save Max, and they go to get out of there, and then Max transforms, and the only reason I think they did this to kill him off is because they could get a creature transformation scene out of it. And that's fine, it looks really good, but he turns into a giant bug monster, because it is Screaming Mad George anyway, after all. And then he dies, and it's like, wait, the guy you have billed as the top billing in your film, he's on the cover, he's on the back, he's the big guy you're billing in this film, and you kill him off. Now, it's not as bad as if he was killed off in the first scene, but why would you kill him off? Like I say, it might just be my bias because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I wouldn't have killed him off. It seems weird to me. And then, you know, what's his name? Balkis has her, like, captured, but he has no gun, he has no any weapons. What, a guy would just shoot him or something. But then he turns into this big creature because we gotta have a big creature fight, which is cool. And they have a fight, and of course the Guyver wins, and we have Jimmy Walker do the dynamite line, and the movie ends, and yeah. Also, was Michael Berryman dubbed over? I feel like his voice was too high in it, high pitched. Like, I always thought he had a deep voice like this, but then he's like, hey, yo, hey. I'm like, was it dubbed? Because he was in a Kenan Kel movie. He's like, okay, people, follow me. And he had that kind of deep bravado. Maybe he was doing the voice there. But I always thought, I don't know. It's very weird. There are some good action scenes in this. I did enjoy that. And the creature effects are obviously very, very good. It is Screaming Mad George, after all. I have to keep saying that. But, overall, this movie was okay. It wasn't fantastic like I thought it was going to be. But it is done really well. It has, like, you know, being it has Screaming Mad George and Brian using it as a producer, you think this, you know, it has Jeffrey Combs and it has that kind of feel like everything surrounding a Stuart Gordon film, which he's my favorite horror director. So you think this would be tailor-made for me. And it's good. Don't get me wrong. But I'd have to say, overall, it sits in the middle of the road. Because the inconsistent tone, killing off Mark Hamill, that's not necessary. Why? Why? It's have him turned into a Zoonoid. You know? Why? It seems like every single one of these other ones, it works. But somehow, his body is rejecting it. It just doesn't make any sense. They just wanted a transformation scene and then kill him off. It just doesn't work. So it sits in the middle of the road for me. So, what are your thoughts on the Guyver? Let me know in the comments below. Alright. Now, we got 3 left in here, right? I hope. Yep, 2 Blu-ray, 1 DVD. Oh, hey, slipcover's not supposed to be on this. Slipcover's supposed to be off before I put it in there. So will it be the Water Boy, or will it be Sundown of Empire in Retreat? Sundown of Empire in Retreat. Okay. Which means Water Boy will be the last one I do, and the next one will be Basketball. Alright, Sundown of Empire in Retreat. It is. I put the slipcover back on now. How long is this movie? 104 minutes. How long was this movie? 92. It seemed longer because I paused it to watch a YouTube video quick. But it seemed longer. But yeah. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. And I'll see you in the next one. Whatever, do.